think this worked better when I played it with the keyboard. Okay, Shift F1 saves. Alt Enter goes to full screen. Shift F1. Pause. F1. I think what they're doing is they're taking slabs of semi-moist concrete, they're sticking rebars in it, and then they're sticking a second layer on the top of it. I don't understand what these boxes are supposed to be representing. And I've been at this for months and I still haven't figured it out. Okay, so this is a flat object. These are maybe rebars. They can't show the two connecting because then it would be conflicting with the white space. So then they put the thing on top of it. The factory does something to them. Then they're put on the truck. I guess the machine could be making indentations in the top and the bottom. So, I mean, what kind of structure can you think of that would be two beams pieced together by rebars? The only thing I could think of is it's just for like some form of heavy industry, because you don't see the pattern repeated like elsewhere in this particular game. Got this flipped so that Z and X are controlling Mario. He's on the right and then Luigi's on the left. With the arrow keys. So this is 1980, and all I'm doing is just playing through games chronologically because it's very stressful for me to decide between the 200 plus games I've got. So I'm just doing things chronologically. Playing through all the Nintendo games. I'm more interested to see like what kind of fan art would be developed after this, because I want to know what it is that they're packaging. Because this is supposed to be a concrete factory. I think that's the description of it. You can think of how heavy each one of these things are, and then they're doing 1,000 of them. Well, I mean, maybe 500 each. You start to get an idea of where it is that they get their power from. I mean, if you did this, like, all the time, like, even as temp work, this would be difficult. I don't know what's hard about hard, aside maybe from the scoring scheme. I mean, I'm not noticing that it's any faster. So let me get this straight. He climbed all the way down that ladder when he knew the package was like at the top, almost ready to get loaded onto the flat loader. What kind of truck even is that? Because I'm pretty sure it would hit on any bridge that it ran into. Well, maybe not. I mean, it's got a really short cab, but then it's just that support at the top. Neither of them are very tall men. Although the guys next to him are short too. It's actually harder at the slower speeds because you're having to wait for stuff. Well, maybe a little. So the processing facility is in between this vertical line here. You can't see, but I'm pointing at this vertical line to the left of where it says miss. That's where all the stuff is happening, and when you've got a Game & Watch, you've got two different screens, and they're separated by the hinge of the thing because the whole thing folded in half vertically. So that's where all the factory magic is happening. I mean, look at this. They're the same height. And they're all wearing Baker's Boys, too. Well, actually, no, that's not a Baker's Boy. I don't know what you would call that. I guess it's just a stereotypical Italian hat. Or somebody who's like working class. need to look that up. I think it's supposed to be a plumber's hat, but they're not plumbers. He was originally a carpenter. I think was his first job. Or construction worker, really, because that's what he was doing at the construction site where Donkey Kong was. Just happened to luck out when his girlfriend got abducted. Actually, I don't think it was his girlfriend. I mean, like, she became his girlfriend, like, as a result of that incident. Or did they even end up together? Like, even on, like, one date? Because, I mean, there were more than 10 games in between, you know, the platformer that most people start on. Because there were all these games in between the NES game. And Super Mario Brothers is hardly anything like the side-scroller. Although, if this stuff has time to just slowly tip over, maybe it's made of some kind of lighter material. I get nothing for that, because I haven't made a single mess. I probably ought to make a milestone save. I guess if I were a more creative person, I could come up with some kind of a humorous misunderstanding of what it is that these things are supposed to represent. I mean, I said birthday cakes earlier, but... Okay, so you've got the base slab, then you got the rebars, then some kind of a flat surface, like a spacer maybe, so that there's a gap in between those. Then it gets filled in later. Like, that's the last step. So, I mean, these aren't actually X's that I'm looking at. I was thinking maybe that's the bundling, like some kind of a tape around the outside of them. So maybe these don't actually represent, like, white space. Maybe this is actually, like, white tape around the outside. Like some kind of a paint, maybe. All it does when it gets faster is, like, makes me earn points faster. It's not like it makes it significantly more difficult. What did that represent? Did I get like a score boost for that? I never missed it, huh? Here, let me check something. I did make a miss. When did I make a miss? I'm gonna have to start all over now. Well, I don't really lose anything for making a miss. I'm just gonna continue. Huh. Okay then. Didn't even notice until it actually earned it back. Must have been really early on that I did that. So it wouldn't be tape because otherwise why would it be half finished? better save this on a slot in case I don't make it back up there in time. I'm not the best person in this game. Part of the problem with me tracking stuff is because I can't tell whether the packages are traveling right or left. And because I'm not good at telling the difference between the toggling platforms. Wanted to know the secret behind how Mario and Luigi were able to learn how to jump so good, just follow their ladder climbing with giant blocks of concrete routine. It's like that thing in Samurai Jack. Jump good. my right and left. Maybe it's like a metal band around it. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is if it's like... Wait, who's that third guy? I think it's just the animation of Luigi continuing. Like he's just going from there to there, and you're seeing him at two places at the same time because he's going so stinging fast. No, he must be the driver of the truck. Maybe it's like Wario or Waluigi. Maybe they're actually on site or right nearby, like a industrial mining operation. I think it's just the score tally's a lot slower in hard mode. I'm on a roll now, I guess. What if this is the gold coin? No. What if this is where they make the blocks that Mario... No. Because those blocks weren't made... Those blocks were in Mushroom Kingdom. This is clearly set where... in Brooklyn. So it's someplace in Brooklyn... Or like kind of a construction zone, maybe. Probably part of the same company. We got this as a temp job. I don't know why they call it Super Mario Brothers, though. A reskin version of another game. I mean, I guess this is telling how they got their start. I mean, maybe this is when they were like teenagers and this is one of their first jobs. Although they probably got a really early start because, you know, if you look at Baby Mario, he was already involved in extracurricular activities. I mean, probably not even because he needed the money that bad. I mean, he probably did, but, you know, not, I don't think he was born in the Great Depression or anything. Because he was in his, probably in his 20s at the time that he encountered Donkey Kong. early 20s, I guess. You know, Italian men grow facial hair at an early age, like of 9 or so. I think Baby Mario had a mustache, didn't he? Am I wrong about that? Yes, I'm wrong about that. He just had a pacifier. Maybe the wrong guy. I think this whole thing started when they knew that the middle elevator was going to be down, or maybe they just have a really old low-tech system that hasn't been updated for a while, because maybe they used to have way more workers than they did. Like they would just have one person on each ladder. Now they're trying to cut costs, and so they hire a couple of temps. Because they just need somebody to fill the gap, and people keep quitting for obvious reasons. Or they keep firing them because they keep laying down on the job for some completely inexplicable reason. I mean, surely you should be able to... I don't know if I'm going to make this one. Look at that face. He is all grins. Don't browbeat me over that. Hey, I did it. Alright, you know what? You can't yell at me because I quit. Yay. Gallery corner. Gallery corner. Gift. Oops. Under construction. This is the information board, yeah. Yeah, I know. Ah, this must be the new one. To mute the modern mode music, press select on the mode select screen. Mode select screen. Yeah, I can't do that. Say packages, but okay, so they're packages, but what are in the packages? I guess just steel bars. Crush it, so it's something that's crushable. This is the most awesome music. Oh yeah, that's turbo mode. I accidentally set a button to that. I forget how to change the tempo. Oh yeah, I think that's... You can only change the tempo of the ones after you selected them. Show me what's in the museum. Have I played all the games yet? Or no Peach? He's like 1.5 times as tall as him. Yeah, I've not played Flagman. It's really handy. Oh, this must be Game & Watch 1 games. Oh wait, no, this is the entire reason why I was playing Game & Watch 3. Because I wanted to unlock this one, I think. Because it was made before the others. Memorize COM, oh, computer, flag, and flag order and repeat it. Raise the flags, same flags, please. First, to get. But I'm not going to play this yet because I've got to keep playing Mario Brothers. Are you kidding me? Gotta serve this guy now? It's even worse. This makes this job like so much worse. He's my boss. It's a nest, and I'm putting eggs in it. And then I'm sealing it up and putting it on the truck. It's putting 1 egg in it. Ew, wait, where are these eggs coming from? Because we're not talking on a split screen here. Maybe making a pie. Yeah, that's it. It's gotta be a pie. Wait, was that Wario down there? Okay, so that's definitely... Maybe it's a strawberry. He's putting a second strawberry on it. Third strawberry. And then that's what? Strawberry crust? No, that's gotta be the bottom container. Although I guess the top could just be like tied down to it. It's got like a semi-transparent lid. Oh, that is Wario. He's like the one that's driving the car. So he goes through all these ordeals and he just winds up pretty much doing the exact same thing. I guess it's just because he actually really does like doing it. And never really minded the job that bad. Alright, that's it for tonight. We still don't know what was ever in those packages. I guess it could have been strawberries. I mean, no, that's just too big of an extreme. There's no way that they would be working in an environment that rough. Just making strawberry pies.